Good after. Let's see. There we go. 1, 2. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us here for our first Public Safety and Homeland Security meeting of the 2023 session. I'd like to ask, if I could, to have our friend from Sandersville, Representative Mac Jackson, to lead us in a word of prayer, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's bow our heads. Father, as we come before you, we thank you for your wisdom, for your leading and guidance as we do the business for this great state of Georgia. And we'll forever give you the praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Representative Jackson. Really, the main part of this meeting here today was just an organizational meeting. We want to establish our committee rules and vote on them. And then we're going to give some of our friends in public safety an opportunity to introduce themselves to us. But first, before we go over the committee rules, I want to start over here on my left and let the members of the committee introduce themselves to those in the audience and to our other newcomers to the committee. So let's start off with Representative Werkheiser.
Thank you, Chairman. Bill Werkheiser from the 157th, which is Tattnall, Evans, Appling, and Jeff Davis. And was in the printing business for 35 years, and now I just do a little real estate here and there.
Thank you. Representative Frazier.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon. I'm State Representative Gloria Frazier from the great state of Augusta and home of James Brown. I've been here, this is my 17th year.
Thank you.
Does it work? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Stephen Sains representing District 180, which is Camden County, Jekyll, and Cumberland Island, South Glen. Proud to be a former deputy sheriff in Camden and serve in this committee. Thank you.
Next we have.
I'm Representative Jody Lott out of Columbia County, and that is just outside of Augusta.
Okay, and to my right.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Kimberly New, District 64. That's Douglas County, Paulding County. I am in the used car industry, but my husband is retired law enforcement, so is my son.
All right. 24 to my vice chairman. 23 to my vice chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Clint Crow, representing the 118th District. That's all of Butts, most of Jasper, about half of Putnam, and a small piece of Henry County. In the real estate business now, but also had a 20-year full and part-time career in law enforcement with Henry County, Clayton County, and Butts County.
All right.
Hello, I'm Ken Vance from 133rd. I've spent almost 50 years in law enforcement. I was the head of post for almost 13 years. Honored to be here and honored to be on this committee.
Thank you. Now, if we could have Dean Gerald Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. We've been here a little while now. Was only coming for a little bit of time, and it has grown into something else there. I'm Gerald Green. I'm from the 154th District, which now is the largest House district, or has been the largest House district, and still is the largest House district in the state. And it's 9 counties, and I'm not going to try to name them all there. But when you come through our area and you get in trouble, don't call me.
For those here in attendance in the committee, I want to remind everyone that Dean Green came into the Georgia House of Representatives in 1982, and I was the tender young age of 6 when he came in. So I enjoy his institutional knowledge. Number 26 down there, my colleague.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that introduction. I am Danny Mathis. I represent House District 149. That's Wilkinson, Twiggs, Bleckley, Dodge, and half Telfair. I'm in the funeral business,
praise the Lord.
As is our chairman.
The Lord's work every day.
But rather than our chairman, I actually work, and I've been doing it for 50 years.
Easy.
And
easy.
Well, I didn't say he didn't. But I have been an EMT. I've been a coroner, deputy coroner. So I know a little what you go through. I been doing this my whole life, so I'm proud to be here on this board. On this committee. And if there's any way in the world we can help any of you folks, we want to do that. Thank you very much.
My name's Jordan Ridley. I'm from the 22nd House District, which is Southwest Cherokee and North Cobb. Most of Lake Alatoona is in my district, so I've seen a lot of y'all up there working on the lake.
I work for Georgia DNO.
Okay, thank you. Representative Jackson.
I'm State Representative Mac Jackson from District 128. 128 includes Washington County, Hancock County, Glasscock County, Warren County, McDuffie, a portion of McDuffie, and a portion of Baldwin County. I'm a retired probation officer. Glad to be on this committee.
We'll go over here to my left now. Representative Holcomb.
Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Holcomb. I represent District 81, which is north central DeKalb.
Thank you. Representative Evans.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm Representative Becky Evans, and I represent an all DeKalb County district with portions of Atlanta and Decatur and unincorporated DeKalb, Central and South DeKalb.
Okay. Go ahead, you're on. Well, there you go.
I represent House District 136, which is portions of Coweta, Troup, and Meriwether counties. I spent a little time as a police officer myself down in Clayton County, and I still have family members that work in that field, and I regard the sheriffs in my district as some of my dearest friends. Since retiring from the military, my first job was wildland firefighting with, I fly helicopters via the air. And I currently work as an air ambulance helicopter pilot. So I work with our public safety workers all over the state, and I interface with a lot of the different EMTs and spend my evenings and nights and overnights in all the emergency rooms you can imagine. So this is something very near and dear to me, and I look forward to serving on this committee.
Thank you. Representative Neal. Go ahead. Here you go.
Press the button on the back.
There you go.
Here we go. Are we here? No?
Hold on, let's try that again. All right, hit your button now. Okay. Yeah, it's not on. Lowest bidder.
11 working?
How about that?
11? Yep.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Hello, everyone. I feel like we're family. We know each other. I don't have to go into my whole background, but former law enforcement, police, former detective, major felony unit, sheriff, internal affairs, backgrounds and hiring, fugitive unit, undercover, all the fun stuff. I'm excited to do this again and see all these friendly faces out here and get some good work done. And I'm out of Clayton County near the airport.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, I'm Darlene Taylor, District 173 from South Georgia. I represent Grady and Thomas County, and I have a boatload of family members that are first responders, everything from firemen to rescue to police officers, and from detective to canine to mounted to whatever. So I'm very interested, as everybody in this state is, about public safety, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go over to my left, Representative Terry Cummings.
Good afternoon. My name is Terry Cummings. Sorry. Can everybody hear me?
You're good.
And I represent District 39, which is Mableton and Cobb County. My background's just slightly different. I worked for the Federal Bureau of Prisons for 25 years as an attorney. That's my background. So I represented the correctional staff, the wardens, the everybody in there, from the doctors to the nurses to the case managers, you name it. When they were sued by inmates, I represented them. Also assisted with prosecution of cases that occurred in prison, because believe it or not, sometimes that happens quite a bit. So I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to serve on this committee. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm Jay Collins. I represent House District 71 out in West Georgia, Temple, Villa Rica, and Carrollton in Carroll County. I've served on this committee since I was a freshman in the House, following in the footsteps of Chairman Alan Powell, who could not be with us today because of a couple of other meetings that are going on. But consider it a privilege to be here with each and every one of you. My background is in local government. I served as mayor of my little community for about 14 years. I'm also, like my friend Danny Mathis down there, I'm a country undertaker by trade, have a funeral home I started over 20 years ago, and I'm very proud to sit here with you and support the men and women who look after us day in and day out. I have an open door policy for all those who are here with us. If you don't have my number, stop me. I'll give it to you. I want to be a partner with you as we move this state forward and protect persons and property. Before you, committee, you have a listing of the committee rules. One of the things I would like to point out, we did up the quorum from 5 people to 7, so we have to have 7 members present for a quorum. I did that this year as an effort to have a little more transparency and openness there with the committee to up that to 7. Other than that, you see there are 13 committee rules that we will set forth. The 14th unwritten rule, ladies and gentlemen, is be nice. Let's be nice. I know a lot of people are going to have differing opinions as we move forward here in this committee, but we want to be nice and respectful to our colleagues as we deliberate such important policies that come before this committee. I would like to hear a motion now that we approve this, if so be it. Okay. Is it second? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. Our committee rules are in place. I have asked several members of different agencies to come and just introduce themselves to the committee. We're not going to be long here, but we do want to hear from our partners in state government that we will be working hand in hand with as we hear legislation that comes through this committee. I want to ask first up, I see Colonel Wright with the Department of Public Safety, if he'd like to come forward and bring any of your leadership team and introduce them if you would like to. Colonel, thank you for the job you do and the job you're going to do.
Having us with y'all this morning, it's certainly our honor and our privilege to be here. And it's been a pretty busy week, and we're looking at another busy week this week, obviously. Lieutenant Mooney is our legislative liaison, so he is your point contact person. If you have legislative issues that you want to bring to our agency to discuss, and of course he can bring on the appropriate people from our agency to help with that discussion. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for having us with y'all this morning.
Okay, thank you. Vince, you have anything you'd like to say?
Just feel free to reach out to me if you want a business card or anything. I've got those with me, and I'll be glad to hand them out to you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Next, I want to move into the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. We have Director Register that is going to address the committee.
Thank you for having me this morning, Mr. Chairman, and I know a few of the members, and thank you for the service to your community, and thank all of you for the service to the community and for your support of law enforcement. As Colonel Wright said, it's been a busy couple of weeks for us, and it looks like it may be a busy next week for us also. My Assistant Director, John Melvin, number 2 in the agency, he's here also. And as always, we're an open book, transparent, and we certainly want to work with each and every one of you to make our agency better and public safety in the state better overall. So anything that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to call us.
Would you mind introducing Nellie Miles to the new members of the committee?
Well, we got a couple. I think we've got Director Nellie Miles from Public Affairs, and we've got Natalie Ammons, who is the Deputy Director there.
Okay, all right. Thank you for being here. Any questions for the members of the committee before Director Register sits back down? Okay.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you. We also have with us here today the Homeland Security Director, Director Stallings. If you'd like to come forward.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. It's good to see my representative, newly elected. Good to see you, ma'am. I just want to say we're here to help. My role as the Homeland Security Advisor for the state of Georgia specifically is to carry a certain level of classification so that I can have interactions with a Department of Homeland Security as well as our federal partners to brief up to the governor and to this committee as needed for things pertinent to the state. As the Colonel and Director mentioned prior to me, we've had a very busy time. Our role is to support them along with our State Operations Center to ensure that we can have eyes and ears open at all times. So we have a new legislative liaison. She wasn't able to make it this morning, Skylar Whitaker. She used to be with the governor's office. Now she's with us, so I'll make sure she has your contact as well. And secondly, our deputy director, who is specifically in charge of Homeland Security, has just recently taken a position as the new, what's his title again? Yeah, Inspector General. That's it, Inspector General with Ag. So we're not playing nice right now, but I tolerate them at best. So, so we are actively looking. So whenever we get that new deputy director, we'll certainly make introductions.
Okay. Any questions for Director Stallings? Thank you for being with us. Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, no questions, but I wanted to thank y'all and Colonel Wright and DNR. The tornadoes that came through down our way a couple of weeks ago, we could not have asked for a better response from the state agencies. The work y'all did and the expediency you did. When I got back down there, one of your guys was the first person I saw when I got down there. So I just want to thank y'all for the job you did. It was a great, great help. So thank you.
Absolutely, sir.
We have Chairman Taylor. You have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also wanted to thank you for what you've done in South Georgia. We've had several. As a matter of fact, I had tornado warnings in my district in Way, South Georgia today. So hopefully we won't need you, but thank you for being there for us.
Alrighty. Okay. DNR, do you want to come forward? Introduce yourself to the members of the committee and any staff.
Yes, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Mike England with Georgia DNR Law Enforcement. Today here I have Major Stephen Adams and Donald Kirkland, our government liaison with the department there. Colonel Bernard, Thomas Bernard's our colonel, and Commissioner Mark Williams, they are both in training today down at the coast, so we are here representing the department. And as each of the other agencies have mentioned, we've all been busy, whether it's here in Atlanta or whether it's the tornado stuff. And I know we've got some folks in South Georgia standing by for heavy rain and water that's been coming across the state today. But our officers are always here and ready to serve all the folks around the state of Georgia.
We certainly appreciate the job that y'all do with us, for us. Thank you. I see Director Wigington poking his head around the corner over there. Director, if you'd come forward. Introduce yourself and tell the new members of the committee who might not know just how important you are.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee, I know many of you around the room. I'm the director of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center, which trains the majority of all public safety personnel in the state of Georgia. Normally you hear about us when something goes wrong because the training's not up to par, but we've been very fortunate in the state of Georgia. That doesn't happen a whole lot. I think we're ahead of the curve nationally when you look at what we've got, and there is not another state-funded facility in the nation like we've got here in Georgia. So I think we pride ourselves very much on that. So thank you for the time this afternoon to greet the committee.
Is anybody here from Post Council? Anybody here? I know you sit on Post Council, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Tell us just what a good job Post Council does for us here in the state.
Okay, so Post Council is the regulatory agency in the state of Georgia. So as you get a certification, once you complete the academy, they're the agency that makes sure you get your certification, you maintain your training every year to keep your certification. So they do investigations for bad behavior or conduct, and they do a lot of investigations here in the state of Georgia. It's because our standards in Georgia are a lot different than other states. We investigate things here, or Post Council does, that other states may not. So that's the biggest difference with them.
And we have a pretty high revocation rate compared to some of the other states too, don't we?
Yes, sir, we do.
In other words, we do a good job of policing the police.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that's not a story that's told very often, is it?
It is not.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you being
Yes,
here.
sir.
Any questions for the director at this time? Number 3 there. Becky, is that Representative?
Yeah, thank you. Yes. does the council, do you maintain training for like local police departments or for individuals? It's for other jurisdictional areas, or?
It's for every certified officer in the state of Georgia. Okay. So Post maintains every certification that you've got as a peace officer, no matter if you're a police officer, a deputy sheriff, or a state trooper. Mm-hmm. That is an individual certification that it's upon you as an individual to maintain that training. So Post does that. About 86% of our student population at the center is local law enforcement and the other state law enforcement. So we serve local law enforcement pretty robust in the state of Georgia.
Okay, thank you. One more question for you, or a comment there.
Mr. Chairman, just on a lighter point, is there any way that I could come down and learn how to raise geese like y'all do down at the training center?
That is a coveted secret, so we get a special permit from DNR to.
Y'all should have the greenest grass I have ever seen.
We've got well-fertilized sidewalks.
You sure do, and you even have personnel that will take care of that.
Yes, sir.
But I thought we'd talk with the DNR back there and see if we could get us a permit. Me and Ashton go down there and get rid of them goose for you.
Yes, sir.
Just thank you. I appreciate what you do. I go down there for some training, and I appreciate that so much. Y'all do a great job. Thank you.
Make sure you put his name on the board the next class he's in, okay?
Okay, I'll take care of it.
All righty. Do we have anyone from the Department of Corrections? Yeah. I'm sorry you were hiding over there.
Walked in late, apologize. My name is Rob Thrower. I'm with the Georgia Department of Corrections. I'm the legislative liaison to the House Public Safety Committee. We do have a new commissioner, Commissioner Tyrone Oliver. Some of you may have worked with him in his previous capacity, Department of Juvenile Justice. Today is January 25th, and it's his 25th day on the job, so we are rocking and rolling right now. He was with us this morning, but had to get called down for sight this afternoon, but looks forward to working with all of you. Enjoyed speaking with some of you at budget appropriations last week, and anything we can do to help, please let us know.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Rob? I'd just like to make sure and let the new members of the committee know that Rob is a great resource for you dealing with the Department of Corrections. He's always willing to answer questions and to help where he can. So please, if you don't have his number, please make sure and see him after this meeting and get that. Let's see here. I see Terry Norris with the Sheriff's Association. Terry, do you want to come up and introduce yourself to any of the members of the committee that may not know you?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Terry Norris. I'm Executive Director of the Georgia Sheriff's Association. Each of you have a sheriff, and I'm here representing our sheriffs. But I must say, Mr. Chairman, this is one of the finest looking committees I've ever seen. And they're all in the room at the same time.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
This is a committee we stay fairly active with. This committee's always been quite supportive in understanding the needs of the office of sheriff. And just look forward to meeting and helping you wherever I can. We're here every day. Michael Mitchell, retired from DDS, is with us now, so Mike and I both will be here every day. So if you have questions, need us to check on something back home or otherwise, please call. Thank you.
And just for the information from the members of the committee, y'all two are not twins, is that correct? Is that right? You're all no relation, is that right? Pete Skandalakis with the Prosecuting Attorneys Council, if you'd like to come forward, please.
Terry just took my thunder. That's right. And I used to be confused to be Vic Reynolds. I'm not Vic Reynolds. Okay. I'm Pete Skandalakis. I'm the Executive Director for the Prosecuting Attorneys Council. We train prosecutors. We're also the fiscal agent for the state prosecutors. We're also here as a nonpartisan group to advise legislators on pending legislation and how it will impact criminal law and criminal statutes. So that's what we do. I wish I worked with former mayor there, Collins, who used to be mayor of the city of Villa Rica. I was the DA in the Coweta Judicial Circuit. It's good to see you. So I have some experience. I'll speak frankly to you. I won't blow smoke up your skirt like Terry Norris does. But I'm available to give you any information you need. So thank you so much for what you do. And I really appreciate the consideration y'all give us. It's great. So thank you so much.
All righty. And any questions for Mr. Scandalakis? Okay, thank you, Pete. Thank you. And last but certainly not least, I would like to give my good friend and mentor from Hartwell, Georgia, an opportunity to introduce himself and say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name's Alan Powell. I am next to the senior member behind Gerald Green on this committee. I've chaired this committee. I've chaired the Public Safety Budget Committee as far back as Speaker Murphy's day. I've been involved in law enforcement and those issues that deal with each and every one of the issues and the people who made presentations today. I've got 34 years experience in the legislature. I currently chair regulated industries, and I'm still a proud member of this committee. And I want to thank each and every one of the members here, because the subject matters that come before this committee, as are in all committees, not just to look at the consequences, but the unintended consequences as we support public safety in this state. The number one issue that every legislator or government official needs to understand is that no matter what is in front of you, the final goal that we have to live to, and that is public safety. Because without the public safety, whether it's education, healthcare, or anything else, nothing else matters if the public's not safe. And I still applaud each and every one of the folks out here. And I'm glad to see my old friend Homer still active and alive, and he's came out of retirement to be up here today. And for the hairless representatives in here, thank each and every one of y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your words. One more comment, Chairman Werkheiser.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. And to the members of this committee, the reason the chairman is introducing you to folks, take opportunities to collect business cards and go. If you got a prison anywhere near you, it's worth a visit. If you have a desire to drive a police car as fast as you can, go down to Gypstick. It's really interesting because you're setting policy for the state, to get to know these folks and go visit them. They would love to show you around, and it's very educational.
All righty.
And to do a ride along with the State Patrol.
Yes. Yes, thank you all for being here, and if there be no further business before this committee, and there's not, we stand adjourned. Who was that? Go ahead. Oh yes, let me make sure and introduce my policy analyst, Abby. She's been our right hand person, and she's the one that keeps this committee together. So thank you. My apologies.